Meet Maria, 75 years old, and feeling lost after her husband's passing. Her world had shrunk to the four walls of her empty house, and she couldn't remember the last time she truly smiled. But then, she discovered an unexpected path to healing, right in her own backyard. In this video, we'll follow Maria's journey as she transforms from a lonely widow to the heart of a thriving community garden. You'll see how getting her hands dirty not only improved her physical health, but also blossomed into new friendships and a renewed sense of purpose. If you're wondering how to find joy again after 70, Maria's story might just plant the seed of inspiration you need. Have you ever felt like your world has shrunk to the size of your living room? That's exactly where we find Maria, a 75-year-old widow whose days have become a monotonous blur of TV reruns and silent meals. After losing her husband, Maria's once vibrant life had faded into a colorless routine. But sometimes inspiration strikes in the most unexpected places. One sunny afternoon, as Maria was walking to the grocery store, something caught her eye. It was her neighbor's window box, bursting with vibrant flowers and lush greenery. For the first time in months, Maria felt a spark of curiosity. She found herself wondering, could I do that too? With a mix of excitement and apprehension, Maria decided to take a small step. She bought a simple potted plant from the local nursery. As she carried it home, she couldn't help but feel a little nervous. What if I can't keep it alive, she thought. But that tiny plant was about to change everything. You see, caring for plants isn't just about gardening. It's a powerful way to boost your mood and reduce stress. As Maria started tending to her new leafy friend, she began to notice small changes in herself. The simple act of watering the plant and checking its progress gave her a sense of purpose each morning. Maria's first victory came when she spotted a new leaf unfurling. It was such a small thing, but it filled her with an unexpected sense of accomplishment. And when the first bloom appeared, well, let's just say Maria's smile could have lit up the whole neighborhood. But gardening, like life, isn't always smooth sailing. Maria faced her first challenge when she noticed her plant's leaves turning yellow. After some research, she realized she had been overwatering it. This setback taught Maria an important lesson in patience and care. She learned that sometimes less is more, and that growth takes time. As the days passed, Maria found herself looking forward to her mornings with her plant. It became a constant companion, silently encouraging her to start each day with purpose. She'd talk to it while she watered, sharing her thoughts and memories. In return, the plant seemed to thrive under her care, its leaves reaching towards the sunlight. With each new leaf and blossom, Maria's confidence grew. She started to see herself differently, not as someone who was just passing time, but as a nurturer, a caregiver. This newfound confidence led her to try more varieties. Soon, her windowsill was home to a colorful array of plants, each with its own personality and care needs. As Maria's indoor plants flourished, she felt a familiar itch. Remember those juicy tomatoes from her mother's garden? That distant memory was about to spark a revolution in Maria's life, one that would challenge her body, surprise her neighbors, and change her future in ways she never expected. One sunny morning, Maria found herself staring out at her neglected backyard. What if that patch of grass could be more than just a view? With a burst of determination, she decided to start a small vegetable garden. The thought of growing her own tomatoes, just like her mother used to, filled her with excitement. But as Maria stepped outside, shovel in hand, reality hit. Bending down to dig hurt her back, and the sun felt hotter than she remembered. For a moment, doubt crept in. Was she too old for this? Had she bitten off more than she could chew? Maria wasn't about to give up that easily. She remembered reading about raised garden beds in a magazine. With a little help from her neighbor's son, she set up a few elevated planters that she could tend to without straining her back. A wide-brimmed gardening hat became her new best friend, shielding her from the sun's intense rays. As Maria planted her first tomato seedlings, she didn't realize she was sowing the seeds of something much bigger. Gardening, it turns out, is like a secret weapon for staying healthy as we age. It's not just about growing vegetables, it's about growing stronger, more flexible, and more independent. Each day, as Maria tended to her budding garden, she was giving her body a gentle workout, reaching for plants, bending carefully now with her raised beds, and walking back and forth with her watering can. All these movements were slowly but surely enhancing her flexibility and strength. It's like nature's own fitness program, tailor-made for older adults who want to stay mobile and independent. Weeks passed, and Maria's garden began to thrive. So did she. She noticed she could reach higher shelves without wincing and bend to tie her shoes with less effort. But the real moment of triumph came when she plucked her first ripe tomato from the vine. As she bit into it, savoring the burst of flavor, Maria realized she had grown more than just vegetables. She had cultivated a new sense of accomplishment and vitality. One afternoon, as Maria was adjusting her tomato stakes, she heard a voice over the fence. "Excuse me, but your garden looks amazing. How do you do it?" It was her neighbor, Sarah, who she'd only exchanged polite nods with before. Maria hesitated, surprised by the question and her own ability to answer it. She found herself sharing tips about soil, sunlight, and watering schedules, amazed at how much she had learned. As the weeks turned into months, Maria's physical health continued to improve. She felt stronger, more energetic, and more alive than she had in years. Her homegrown produce was doing wonders for her diet, too. Fresh tomatoes, crisp lettuce, and sweet peas found their way into every meal, packing her plate with nutrients. Maria's garden was thriving, but little did she know it was about to become the seed of something much bigger. As she proudly surveyed her backyard oasis, her neighbor Sarah popped her head over the fence with an idea that would change everything. "Maria, have you ever thought about starting a community garden? There's that empty lot on Oak Street that's just begging for some green love." At first, Maria hesitated. Starting a community garden? At her age? It seemed like a daunting task. But Sarah's enthusiasm was contagious, and Maria couldn't help but imagine how wonderful it would be to share her newfound passion with others. With a mix of excitement and nervousness, she agreed to help organize a meeting for interested neighbors. The response was overwhelming. Seniors from all over the neighborhood showed up, eager to get their hands dirty and create something beautiful together. As Maria shared her knowledge about soil, sunlight, and the perfect tomato growing techniques, she found herself becoming the unofficial garden guru of the group. It was a role she never expected, but one that filled her with a sense of purpose she hadn't felt in years. As the weeks went by, the empty lot on Oak Street began to transform. Raised beds appeared, filled with rich soil and dotted with seedlings. The sound of laughter and chatter replaced the silence that once hung over the neglected space. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Disagreements arose over the garden layout and rules. Should they focus on flowers or vegetables? How would they divide the plots? Who would be responsible for watering? In these moments of tension, Maria discovered a strength she didn't know she had. Her gentle demeanor and newfound confidence helped her navigate the conflicts with grace. She listened to everyone's concerns and suggested compromises that left everyone feeling heard. It wasn't always easy, but as they worked through their differences, the group grew closer. The community garden became more than just a place to grow plants. It blossomed into a hub of activity and connection. Seniors who once spent their days alone at home now had a reason to get out and socialize. They swapped gardening tips, shared recipes for their homegrown produce, and formed friendships that extended beyond the garden gates. For Maria, the transformation was profound. She went from feeling isolated and purposeless to being a respected community leader. Her knowledge and patience made her the go-to person for gardening advice, and she relished the opportunity to help others find the same joy she had discovered. The garden had given her a new lease on life, filling her days with meaningful tasks and heartwarming interactions. As the first harvest approached, the garden was a riot of colors and textures. Sunflowers reached for the sky, tomatoes hung heavy on the vine, and butterflies danced among the marigolds. But the most beautiful sight was the group of seniors working side by side, their faces alight with purpose and camaraderie. Maria's journey from a lonely widow to a vibrant community pillar is a testament to the transformative power of gardening. Her simple act of nurturing a single potted plant blossomed into a flourishing community garden, mirroring her own personal growth. But here's the beauty of it all. You don't need a green thumb or acres of land to reap these benefits. Starting a garden can be as simple as planting a few herbs in pots or joining a community gardening project. These small steps can open doors to improved mental clarity, physical health, and emotional fulfillment. So, what small seed will you plant today? Maybe it's setting up a windowsill herb garden or reaching out to your local community center about gardening opportunities. Remember, every thriving garden starts with a single seed. Your journey to better health, new friendships, and a renewed sense of purpose could begin with just one pot of soil and a sprinkle of seeds. Why not give it a try? You might be surprised at how quickly your life can bloom.